Okay, here we are. Let's explore some of this area.
Ships were shattered against these levies during the War of Defiance. Best to heed the astrologers, I find, where tides are concerned.
Place gets my blood beating in all the right places.
Marcino, this young lanky sailor is wringing his cap anxiously, sweat beading on his furrowed brow. His eyes widen as you approach and he takes a few steps forward.
Hail, traveler.
If you've a moment, you're not from around here, right? You don't look like you're from the docks. He looks around nervously. I could use your help. What's the problem? Oh, thank you. They weren't lying saying you're a kind-hearted sort. He runs a hand through his hair nervously. It's the captain, or rather not the captain himself, but his chest, or his sea chest. He keeps all his valuables in there, tucked away safe. I was unloading it with the rest of his things, what with staying in port a couple days, and he coughs. I may have gotten a little distracted. Marcino nods toward the building nearby. I wasn't gone long, just an hour at the salty mast. When I got back, the chest was gone. He sets a pleading look on you. It really hasn't been that long. Whoever took it can't be too far, but the shift's changed, and I'm on watch. I can't sneak off to look for it, and the captain will kill me if he hears of it. I'll get strung up on the yardarm. Please, if you could get it back for me, I swear by the flame I'll make it worth your while. You can have my pay. I won't be spending it if Captain Fortinero finds out anyway. Any idea where the thieves might have taken the chest? Well, the chest itself is pretty heavy. Nobody I've asked has seen it getting carried around either. I figure they must have snuck it off somewhere nearby, just out of sight. They can't have gotten very far. They're a pretty good lock on it too, so I'm hoping they haven't got it open. Uh, unless they take an axe to it, I suppose. Oh gods, he takes a breath. If they've got it open, I'm really done for. Any chance you've seen a little boy named Darren? Huh? Oh sure, he wanted to play on the ship, but I couldn't let him. Fortunero's very strict about that sort of thing. I had to shoo him off, felt a bit bad about it. So I'm heading toward the salty mass, not really somewhere he ought to be playing. Hope you find him. You're a sailor. Yes, sir, I signed on about a half a year back. The pay's decent, and the sight of the sun coming up over the sea, I wouldn't give that up for anything. I just wish I'd asked around about the captain first. What makes you think I'm not from around here? Gut feeling, the sailor grins weakly. I really could use your help, though. Alright, so we have another mission.
Nice and slow.
I've a shiver, won't leave my spine.
An old man paces the docks and looks out over the water. He's fussing over something large and round, which he constantly shifts from one hand to the other. You're not certain whether his wide-eyed, gape-mouthed expression marks surprise or fear. It seems he isn't either. You don't look like a guard. He examines you and your equipment more closely. Say, you wouldn't be interested in making some coppers, would you? He shows you the object in his hand. It's a large round opal with Ingwithan runes carved into it. It glistens with his sweat. See the ship that went down over there? I've been looking for someone to help me recover some missing cargo. Tell me more about this missing cargo. We started in Cold Morn and we were making our way downriver, loading and unloading as we went, business as usual. He massages the opal in a clammy palm. When we reached Ina's Rest, we may have agreed to take on a few crates from some place called Cliban Rillag. A couple of the lads snuck a peek at the cargo, saw suits of armor and a broken scepter. He shrugs. Don't know why anyone would want a broken anything, but these animancers will buy dirty stockings if they say they came from the ruins. Haravius blinks 3 times, his face twitching more than each time. So, aiding and abetting in the looting of Ingwithan treasures? The real crime is that I'm not allowed to tear his lungs out through his navel. He closes his hand around the opal in a white-knuckled grip. We were almost to Defiance Bay when the screaming started. I've seen my share of barroom brawls, but this sounded different. I was topside with the captain, but he and the first mate went below decks to see what all the commotion was about. When they didn't come back, I looked into the hold. He shudders. I saw one of those suits of armor walking around all by itself. It was covered in blood. When it saw me, it started running for the hatch, so I closed it. He squeezed his eyes shut. How could you lock your crewmates in the hold with those creatures? Imitel covers his face with his hands. What choice did I have? I couldn't fight them by myself. He rolls the stone between his hands. I'm just a deckhand, but I was the only one left. I piloted the best as I could, but I hit rocks as we were passing Brackenberry. I barely made it onto Andra's gift before I had to jump overboard and swim for the docks. I'd given up on the cargo, not to mention the payday, when one of the lads pulled this up in his nets. He showed you the opal again. It's part of that scepter, but from what I recall, there were 3 other pieces, and I'd bet you anything they're somewhere in the shallows, too. If anyone could find them, there'd be profit to follow. Those creatures you described sound like animats. They were probably guarding the relic. Whatever they were, they cut down the rest of the crew like straw dummies. I doubt a little salt water would have rusted them any. There must be a reason you haven't gone looking for the rest of the artifact yourself. I'm lucky to have escaped the ship like I did. I'm not taking a chance with those things. Have you talked to the Crucible Knights about this? And admit that I was smuggling relics? He shakes his head. I doubt they'd arrest me, but I also doubt I'd see any coin from this mess. What happens if I find the rest? You find the missing pieces of the artifact, and I've got an animancer friend from my expedition days who'll find you a stack of coppers. He scratches his beard. All I want out of this is a few hundred pans for my lost payday, if that sounds fair to you. I'll give you this stone in the name of my contact once you have everything else. Imitel regards the opal again, seeing as the kid dredged this stone up in his net. I'd wager you probably find the missing pieces out in the shallows during low tide. Imitel gazes out over the water. Anything else you need? About that relic. Yes? Do you have any idea what your animancer friend wants with the relic? She was always tinkering with these things back when we were young. I used to think she was the fool, retiring to some dusty study in Brackenberry, but after that horror on the boat, I'm thinking she made the wiser choice. Have you seen a boy named Darren around here? I see him near every time I'm at port. Shh. He nods at the half-sunken boat. He's the one who found the opal. Good kid, despite that loafer of a father. Loafer? A scowl crosses his leathery face. Drunk more often than sober, and poor company either way. He spends his scant coin at the Salty Mask when he's got mouths to feed, and yet he thinks his hollow-born daughter is the curse of his family. Any idea where Darren could be now? He frowns. That boy loved the ships. He's probably playing pirates with the sailors if he hasn't stowed away with the cargo. Thank you for the information. You see that lad, you tell him that old Imitil remembers the deal. I owe him a basket of mussels for finding that opal. Have you seen anyone coming this way carrying a large chest? Come to think of it, I did. He points to the east. They went that way. Couldn't have gotten far. Imitil doesn't sound like a Deer Wooden name. That's because it isn't. I'm from the Ixamitil Plains, a broad savanna north of the Deerwood, not so different from the ocean in a way. They are places where you can stand and turn a full circle and see nothing but the winds making waves in the grass. He watches the surf lapping against the wrecked boat. But at moments like this, I wonder what business a plainsman like me had taking to the water. Farewell. So he pointed to the east. That is this way.
Keeping quiet. Hello.
Maybe they went in here? I'm going in there. We're in. I am going to... I'm going to try this again without stealing. Okay, this time without stealing. This is not the right place. There's too many soldiers. A man stands in the corner of the warehouse directing traffic. Gems wink from the many rings on his fingers, and he points and waves at the laborers. His silk clothing, though finely embroidered, aren't new. You notice a couple mended streams around the shoulders and discreet patches on one elbow.
Welcome.
When he sees you, he throws his arms wide in an expansive welcome. Greetings, you have come to the warehouse and headquarters of the Valian Trading Company. He consults a pocket watch. Some of the gold filigree has chipped away. But you are late. I sent word to the expedition hall yesterday. This delivery cannot wait. He snaps the watch shut. What's the delivery? He tugs at his beard. I must assume then that you are not from the company I contacted at the expedition hall. He waves a hand, but you are here and they are not. It is a bag of bitter squash seeds which are prized for their medicinal properties. Few merchants in Defiance Bay deal in them, but those who do know their value. Seems simple enough. Why ask me? A frown distorts his meticulous goatee. My own couriers have been robbed and beaten these past weeks. It would seem that some of my competitors resent my success. In any case, you are not a known associate. You would be left alone, and if not, he shrugs and grins, you look like you could handle yourself. And as for your integrity, I suppose I will just have to trust you, as you will have to trust my assurances that you won't find a buyer outside of my contact. I'll do it. He claps his hands together. Excellent. Now deliver this package to a man named Gareth at the Goose and Fox in Copper Lane. He will know what to do with it. He slips a bag of pebbly seeds into your hand. Return to me when you are done, and I shall see to your payment.
Good day to you.
He checks his battered pocket watch. Better deliver that package, no? Business such as this is best concluded quickly. Who was that feathered woman? Ah, you must mean Pallegina. She's a paladin in the employ of the Valian embassy, he chuckles. She's a good soldier, but not so good at taking orders. Too hot a temper, I'm afraid. She seemed angry. He laughs again. That is no surprise. She's hot-headed, a woman in a brotherhood of paladins, and touched by the gods in such an unusual way. Something else I can help you with, or shall I return to my business? What do you do here? I'm a merchant from Ansens, the fairest of the Valian republics. Here in Defiance Bay, I run the Valian Trading Company. He gestures at the stacked crates. We ship cargo to and from the republics. We are part of the grandest mercantile organization in the world. Anything you can imagine, we can ship it. He grins, for a fee. Is something wrong? Only that competition has grown especially fierce in recent months, but I suppose that is to be expected given the legacy, as the locals call it. Alright, so we got a new quest. Let's see if we can rob him.
Hello.
A young woman stands behind the counter watching you with quick, intelligent eyes. Welcome, this is your first visit to the Valian Trading Company, no? Please, let me know how I can assist you. Her tone is both professional and inquisitive. Who are you? I'm the assistant manager of this warehouse. Currently, I help Verzano run things, but I'll take over when he retires, or when the company bosses back home decide it's time for new management. She rolls her eyes. You have more business to discuss? What is this place? The Valian Trading Company's Association of Merchants, blah blah blah. She gestures. That is our warehouse, where we store goods. You mean right through here? Uh... This must be the warehouse. So let's go through this door. We found the sailors who stole the chest. Yes, that's the word. 4 people stand gathered around what appears to be a wooden chest. One of them, a grizzled, rough-looking character, looks up at you, then sneers. Took a wrong turn somewhere, did you? Best turn around and walk on. There's a sudden snapping sound from the direction of the chest, and a second, smaller man lets out a frustrated groan. Damn it, that's a second lockpick. He looks up at you and stills. Oh. Walder rolls his eyes, then turns to you. You've walked down your last pier. Very well.
Verde, Vedon, on.
Hey. Yeah?
Yes?
Hmm? Aye?
Sawu.
Huh? Hmm? How may I help?
What? Ah! You can trust me.
This sea chest bears a large embossed sigil of a ship and the word Fortunero beneath it in gilded letters. It's held shut by a heavy brass padlock. Take the sea chest. We are honorable.
I shall be discreet.
It's the conga line. We're doing the conga line all throughout the town.
How do you do?
Here you are, contents intact. You did it. I mean, I knew you would, but oh, thank you. It's all here. You saved my life, friend. Truly, I owe you one. Here, the week's wage, like I promised. No need for that. You keep it. Really? I then thank you again for all you've done. At least take this. I picked it up while we were in Port Nadir as a good luck charm, but I want you to have it. I won't forget this. What could it be? Drinking Horn of Moderation. Properties unconquerable. +2 intellect, while endurance above 50%. And times 100% focus gain while endurance above 50%. That would be good for our spellcaster. But I do love this cloak. +15 defense while disengaging. It's fantastic. I wonder if we took the turban away, if we would get the +2. Let's see. So we only get this the focus bonus. I don't like that. Alright, it's a neat little thing, but I don't think we have a use for it.
Sure.
What next? Find the missing pieces of the Engwithan scepter in Andra's gift.
Quiet.
Well, I'll let you know if I find anything. We're at the Salty Mast, and we ran into an old drunkard. His robes are torn and stained with vomit. He turns his eyeless face toward you, wiping his mouth. Come for a story. His speech is slurred and his voice ragged. I told all the best stories. He slaps his chest. It's my club, anyway. What club? The Club for Refined and Prestigious Gentlemen. He prods your shoulder. Wait, if you don't know about the club, you must be... He heaves, catching at his chest. After several precarious seconds, he recovers. Where was I? Oh, you must be here about the ring. The ring. He shoves it into your hand. Have to have that to get into the lounge, he hiccups. They don't just let anyone in, you know. He wipes a hand on his shredded robe. It's the most exclusive club in Defiance Bay. He slaps you on the back, and whatever you do, don't tell them you're new, or... He turns away, overcome by a fit of dry heaving.
Good day to you.
Leans two lips. She leans on the bar, her black painted nails tapping the wood. What'll it be? Any of your regulars looking for work? They've got to earn their money somehow. Take a look. No.
Hail and well met.
I shall be discreet.
Nothing hidden. Big Dermsy, the Orlan man seems to walk with a slight limp. He doesn't say anything, but he stops and regards you with interest. What's wrong with your leg? He just laughs and shakes his head. How much? Dermsy scratches his furred chin and shrugs, holds up one finger. Ah, not interested. I guess he's a prostitute? I mean, a courtesan. Ollie looks over as you approach. What did you find? Is Lendry living the high life with his respectable job and fancy woman? Lendry's dead. Well, if that's... His hand tightens around his cup and he looks away. I told that clod to enjoy the simple life, but he got these high-minded ideas. Couldn't stop thinking about how things might be different. Look, thanks for telling me, I guess. He takes a gulp from his drink. I'm going to need a few more of these. Okay, rotting away in here won't bring Lendry back. It's time for a change. Nope, it's time for a drink. Goodbye, stranger. Okay, I don't know what that was about. I have no idea. Let's see what's up these stairs.